Well, Coach, it's finally here. Western Michigan, opens the 2017-18 season on Saturday against Wilfrid Laurier, and then the fans have a chance to come and skate with the Broncos Friday night. You just talk about these excitement going into this week.
Well, I think we're excited. I mean, we've had the opportunity to watch our football team play already this season, our women's volleyball team, our track team, our two soccer teams have been outstanding so far, and now hockey gets to do its part with the first game this weekend. So our men have trained hard all summer. They worked diligently here in the last 3 weeks on the ice in the limited hours that we've had with them, but we're excited to play a real game.
The past couple of years, the Broncos have lost to their Canadian opponents, and you do kind of play everybody. How do you approach a game like this, and knowing that a lot more people than normal are going to get to play, and what do you take out of it?
Well, bottom line, every game we play, no matter who the opponent is, we're doing our best to win. Obviously, we're still in an evaluation stage where we're wanting to see people in game action, and there's one thing to be in inter-squad action and another to actually play an opponent that you can go all out against physically as well, too. As you mentioned, the games that we've had with the Canadian teams have been a battle. They tend to be older teams, a lot of major junior hockey players, and this team this year is very well coached. They're going to play extremely hard. A lot of proud hockey players on their side, and we do call it a border battle. And I think it kind of fires the Canadian team up when our fans chant, as they always do, the Lunatics, after we get introduced in that, and they chant after the anthem, USA, USA, and I think those Canadian guys take that to heart there. So it'll be a battle this weekend. We're going to do everything we can to win. Again, we will play all of our players to give them an opportunity. It's a matter of recognizing what they've done in practice to get to this point. We want to see them in game action.
Coach, you talked about the limited time you guys get every day on the ice. When you have a situation like that, as a coach, how does your practice plan change?
Well, I think when you look at the limited hours that we have on our ice, with our team on the ice through the month of September, you count on your leadership core, and certainly our captains. We've got 3 senior captains in NEAL GOFF, Scott Moldenhauer, Aid Muir, and then we have another senior in Paul Stojkovic. And they've done a tremendous job here of making sure the practices go well when they're out there with the team. They demand intensity. They know what our program's about and what our expectations are. So we're in good hands, and I don't want them to be too good because they might decide they don't need a coach around here. But our senior leadership has done a great job with our team all summer and now here in September.
Is this a group that you sense has the hunger to get back out there and to kind of repeat on last year's success?
Well, last year's success is certainly a standard. We came away disappointed at the end of the season and not getting to Chicago, which is the goal of every college team when you start the year. But, again, we're going to be a very young team. We've got 9 freshmen this year. We do have 4 seniors and also a very small junior class. But to me, it will not be the freshmen that will be the difference makers. It will be our leadership from our upperclassmen and also the improvement from our sophomores who were freshmen last year. They need to continue to get better. And, we're excited about our team. We feel our defense is a veteran core back there. They're going to be the anchor of our team. Ben Blacker and whoever happens to be the other goaltender, working with him. We feel our goaltender, Trevor Gorsuch, played a lot of big games for us last year, Will Massey and Austin Kane. So up front, we've got some speed. I'd like to think that our speed and ability to play with pace is maybe even a little bit higher than what we had last year. It's a matter of playing every game for what it's worth and going hard for 60 minutes.
The team lost a lot of goals from last season to this season. How do you go about trying to replace those?
Well, when you said we lost a lot of goals in terms of the guys that signed early, signed National Hockey League contracts, or the graduation of our seniors, there was a lot of offense there. But the other thing you said is you lost them. Well, we need to find them. And we plan to do that by having, I think, even more balance on our team in terms of our 4 units. We think that we've got forwards that have got the ability to score. We think we've got a core of defensemen that are, with their veteran experience, are going to know when to jump up to play and contribute. We're going to need our special teams to be very good. And one of the things that you do when maybe you feel that the offense might be a bit more of a challenge, you make sure you're really good defensively so you don't have to give up any more or score too many. But we're in a situation where we play pressure hockey. We try to create turnovers on the part of our opponent. We like to get up in their face and go after it. We're not a team that sits back and plays. We're not going to play containment hockey. We're going to go after it offensively. We're going to use our speed. And I think what we've done over the last couple of years here at Western in our recruiting is we've recruited a lot of skill and ability to move the puck. And, we're still going to be that team that is real miserable to play against, but we think our speed and our skill are continuing to get better.
You touched on the limited time you have with them, and you've been around college hockey for a while now. Have you ever gotten an answer why football and basketball and volleyball all get preseason camps, and hockey you just kind of get thrown right into the fire?
Well, it's interesting. Our first official day is this Saturday when we play Wilfrid Laurier. I mean, it's hard to believe that your first official day of practice. And again, I don't know why they do it that way. It's the way that it is. But we've really maximized our time well. We've really worked hard off the ice. We've emphasized that a little bit more. We think that conditioning can be something that gives us a real advantage this year. And then again, I can't say enough about our seniors and how they've set the standard in these practices where we're not allowed to be on the ice with them. They know what we need to do. We're in constant communication, and they've done a great job for us.
You touched on the fact that you had a lot of guys sign NHL contracts. That's a good thing for a program, obviously. Not so great for the next team. How do you kind of balance that when you're recruiting with guys who the opportunity to come and play, but at the same time, we want you to come in and play well so you have that chance to get to the next level?
Well, I think when you talk later here today with NEAL GOFF and you talk with COLT CONRAD, they're going to tell you in the very first time that I talk to recruits, I ask them, do you want to be a pro? Because we want players coming to Western Michigan that want to be pro hockey players. We want them to be pros in life as well. We want them to get their degree and be successful once their hockey careers are over. I believe we've done a great job, and it's because of the commitment of the players and moving our players on to pro hockey. We're talking about NHL contracts, but if you look at the number of players in our program as a whole that have gone on to play pro hockey, it's a very high percentage. So we recruit that type of player. With that, there is some risk that they may leave early, but, we'd like to believe that players will stay for 3 years, because if they stay 3, the statistics show about 88% of them are going to get their degree. When it's anything less than 3, it's down in the 20s. So, we'd like them to be here for 3, but when they leave and they've signed a pro contract, no matter when they leave, we're going to pat them on the back and wish them the best. And you just move on, and what it does is it encourages other players to come to Western because they see the number of pro players that we're developing. And that's what we've done is we develop players here at Western. We don't just recruit the star players. There's a characteristic of a player we want. We want quality people that are prepared to work hard, listen, and get better every day.
Okay, NEAL GOFF, COLT CONRAD. NEAL, I'll start with you. I know it's kind of a cliche, but it seems to be the same answer from every senior I talk to. And has it gone by really fast?
Yeah, certainly. You come in as a freshman, and that's kind of all you hear everyone say is take it all in, soak it all in, and enjoy it every step of the way, because it flies by. And I can certainly tell you that it does fly by, and that's what I try to tell the younger guys. Just enjoy it every day, and like I said, just soak it in.
Colt, for you, entering your junior year, you had a great year last year with 2 freshmen on your line in Wade Allison and Hugh McGing, and you guys were kind of like the secondary scoring line on the team. Well, the top scoring line's gone now, all on to the pros. Do you feel pressure to kind of shoulder the load?
Not pressure, but we definitely know what's expected out of us. We try and bring offense to the game every day and just try and push our young guys to be better than what they want to be, because in their end we're going to need support. So this coming year we're going to be looked upon to get some goals, but at the same time we're going to need the other lines to show up, and it's not a one-line deal. Hockey's a team game, and that's how we're going to play it.
Colt, kind of piggybacking off that, you saw the success that top line had last year and where it took them. Is there an excitement level to kind of be that group and see where it can take you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, it's a team game, but when you're expected to put out or give production, it's kind of something on your shoulders where you have to get it done, and I mean, we got a great practice team for that. So if you can score in practice, you're going to be definitely have the chances in a game. So we're just going to have to bear down, use our teammates, and definitely produce as much as we can.
Neil, last year you were teamed up most of the time with Cam Lee, sorry, that was Moldenauer. Sorry, yeah, with Luke, and you saw kind of along with him a tremendous development of him. What made you guys such a great pair towards the end of the season?
Well, I think with Boss specifically, we play a similar game. I think we've never been, I guess, the go-to offensive guy. We like blocking shots and just getting our nose dirty. So I really enjoyed that. And if he'd block a couple shots, I'd get fired up, and if I did the same, he'd get fired up. And just the little plays, I think, that sometimes go unnoticed to the fans or, don't necessarily make the score sheet. But we fed off each other in that sense, and I think that he had a tremendous growth last year. That's a guy who didn't have the opportunity to play. I think it was the first 12 games or so, and he never had a bad attitude coming to the rink. He just kept working hard. And that's, as a freshman doing that, that's definitely a leadership move on his part. And like I said, he just had great growth throughout the year, and I'm excited to watch him play this year.
Neil, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Coach Murray. When you have a situation where you guys only have an hour together, whether it be every day, every other day, however often it is, from a player's angle, how do you approach practice differently?
I don't think we approach it differently at all. Whether coach is out there with us or if it's the captains and the leadership group running practice, we go into it with the same intensity and the same expectations of the work that we want to get done every single day. So we're old enough to understand that whether the coach is here or not, you gotta put in the same amount of work, and that's on us older guys, and I think we've done a good job of that.
For both of you, Western Michigan hockey team, from a leadership standpoint, is in a bit of a different situation. Sheldon Dries was a captain for 3 years, and now it moves on to Scott Moldenauer, and Neil is part of the assistants corps. What did you guys learn from Sheldon as a leader, and can you talk about what Scott, and then Colt, if you want to talk about what Neil can bring as a leader as well?
I would say, as far as Drisey, I had the opportunity to play with him for 3 years. He was probably the best captain I ever had, and you could ask the other guys, and they would just say that he wasn't the loudest guy. But when you have someone like that, when they say something, it has a lot of meaning behind it, And I think he really was smart with when he said something, and then even beyond that, more importantly, he just led by example. How many slap shots did he lay down in front of last year? And then the next shift he was scoring a goal, or in the next shift he had a big hit or setting up a play. I mean, he did it all. So not only did he know what to say and carried himself professionally, but he also led by example on the ice.
Yeah, and going along with that, Drisey's he is the best practice player I've ever played against. He never took a shift off in practice. If the drill was 10 seconds, he was going hard for 11. It's just something like that makes the other teammates push themselves. Where I think that was the biggest difference from freshman to sophomore year, where we had 8 wins to 20 some wins. Is we came to the rink and we were looking up to Drisey in practice, and then we all started bringing our game up in practice, and it really showed in the game. So, like Neil said, he's probably one of the best captains that I've ever had or ever will have. He had the confidence. He did the dirty work. He scored goals. It's just all around good player,
What does Scott Moldenauer bring, and then Neil as an assistant?
Scott's a great leader too. Different leadership than Sheldon, but something that our team needs. And when the guys are getting out of hand, he'll step in and tell us what we need to be doing, and we'll listen to him. I think the guys have a lot of respect for Moldy. First year captain, whereas Drisey had 3 years under his belt. Moldy's stepping in this role, and he's really bringing the team together. And with a bunch of young guys coming in, I think think that's where Neal shines. Is he gets along with everyone and everyone gets along with him. It's kind of just who he is, you know. He has that personality where people look up to him and he says something and people will respond with what he's trying to get through. So, like I said, our leadership core is great. We have Aiden Muir, who's another guy who leads by example. And it's not just scoring goals. Neal blocks shots and he loves it, and we love that he loves it. So when he gets down on the bench, or when he gets down on the ice and blocks a shot, we're up on the bench and it's almost like we scored a goal. Moldy does the same thing, hard work in the corners, you know. It's just those little plays that everyone on our team knows how important they are, but maybe from the audience's eye point, it's not really the most fun thing to watch, but we know just how important they are, and without them, I don't know where we would be right now.
This question is for both of you, but Colt, my camera's on you, so let's ask you first. Watching the Lions-Falcons game yesterday, they were talking about Dan Quinn, the coach of Atlanta, saying about the Super Bowl loss, we don't ever really get over it, we just get past it. You guys haven't been on the ice since Providence.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's a kind of a similar thing, you just get past it. How excited are you to finally play somebody else and really get past it?
It's everything. I mean, you lose a game like that, you get so far and just for nothing. I mean, it's kind of a driving force of how hard we've worked all summer. I mean, we're not looking back at it and dwelling on it. You can't change the past, so why even bother trying? So what we look at is just how we're going to be different in this coming year and how we're going to make it past the first game in regionals. Like I said, since the start of summer, start of our team workouts and whatever, that main goal is getting to the Final Four and hopefully winning what we can, hopefully getting what we can accomplish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would just piggyback off of Colt. It leaves a bitter, a bitter taste in your mouth. Like you said, we obviously have to move on, but you do think about it here and there. We know how good we were, and for it to end like that, obviously we're all disappointed. But that's the beauty of sports. You get another crack at it, and us seniors, this is our last go for playing college hockey, so we're going to give it everything we got. And all of our, underclassmen, our juniors, know how important it is as well, just to hit the ground running, especially in the beginning of a season, coming out strong. But we definitely have big picture goals and expectations, but all we got to do is take it game by game, and even breaking it down to just day by day, having a good practice every single day, and just going to the weekend with the mentality of one shift at a time, and that's how we're going to win games.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.